What's going on, my beautiful people, and welcome back, as always, to Onslaught Gaming 40K. So today, we're going to talk about the plethora of Land Raiders, the bonanza of Land Raiders that we have in our community and in the world of 40K right now. Stay tuned and locked in while we talk about Land Raiders and a bunch more, and introduce a new individual. Stay tuned and locked in. Welcome back, my beautiful people. What's up, Regal? How you been, man? How's everything with life?
You know, now that I'm off of death's door and the flu, I'm doing great. It was a bit touch and go there for like a week and a half, but we're great now. We're back. We're in good health. You know, we're excited to be back. Can't complain.
You remember 2020, man? That was the worst time.
I missed all of it. I did not get any of the Nurgle's Rot, not even a whiff of it.
Me neither, man.
This was karma, I guess. I don't know.
This is payback. They got to add up, all the time that you ducked them. So this is payback. Exactly what it is. And we have a wonderful new guest today. All right. We're going to bother him the entire time, but not just yet because he doesn't currently have a camera. But we're going to introduce Mr. Jake himself. And his first time on the show, he's going to talk about what he's about and what he plays currently in the world of 40K. So, Jake, talk to the people, brother. Tell them your name, tell them everything.
Yo, what's up, guys? I'm Jake. I've been playing for about a year now, but despite that, I've managed to get in around 160 games in with around a 90% win rate. Of course, these are casual games mixed in with competitive games as well. And I like to play Custodes, melee-based armies. I think my strong points are I'm pretty good with probability, statistics, thinking stuff out, right? And then mapping out where I'm going to be, how my opponent will react to things, and how those situations will go, and then how I'll handle them. But yeah, that's me. I'm also a big Land Raider advocate. Custodes Land Raider, I like to run one Land Raider and 2 tanks. I run that in any list, all lists. I'll run it in Dark Angels, I'll run it in Ultramarines, and I'll run it in Custodes. I think that's my personal flavor of playing, and that's how I go. Lewis, that's all I've got to say, really, for me.
I appreciate it, brother. No, appreciate that introduction. You letting everyone know. And next time that we're on this show, you're going to see his beautiful face, so don't worry, everyone. He is only hiding currently because he has a corn helmet on. He doesn't want the Imperium to know he's actually Chaos. And he's lifting weights in the background.
Throughout the entire thing.
Skull for the skull throat, skull for the skull throat. That's what he's really doing.
Yeah. I am no heretic. Thank you.
This is why I did this for you, right? This is just to troll you. The Emperor is the false god. This was all for you, brother.
I know.
This is my way of hazing you and introducing you to everyone in the world. So, absolutely fascinating, man. Thank you for your introduction, brother. So, anyways, moving on. We're going to talk to Regal. We're going to talk to Jake about exactly what's going on in the world of 40K right now. So, Regal, talk about this GTs. I know you have that information for the GTs you currently shared with the community earlier. Do you happen to have that up, or do you? Okay. Beautiful, man. It's like almost you knew what we were doing here.
Sure. Let me see if I can. I've never brought up a video on here on an image before, but and it's the first time for everything, and I'm willing to try. It's okay. We'll do it live.
Shout out to that gentleman too. What's that gentleman's name?
Frank Guerra, I believe it is.
Yeah, Frank Guerra.
It's yeah, that he's doing some great work.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, I'll have that up for us. Basically, oh god, I don't even, what is this? Can you bring it up? I don't, nope, I will not get it in time.
All right, I got you. Give us a little bit while you guys are talking out the 40K world right now. Give me a little bit while I pull it up.
Curio, we're talking about UKTC and GW. Just overall everything
Ooh.
40K.
Yep. Well, these stats right here, this guy pulls. I don't know how he does it, but this is actually 2 weeks worth of information. He missed a week due to personal reasons. He's on the Warhammer competitive Reddit. You want to go look at that. I highly do suggest supporting him. He's doing a great service for the whole community, compiling this information for us for like easily digestion and kind of a visual. And there are some great numbers on here. I'm going to wait till we see them just for the full impact. Jake, I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if I sent it to you or not. But no, it's good stuff. But before we get to that, Jake, you mentioned about you like 3 tanks. Are there any other themes and lists that you tend to go with that people should know about? Because 3 tanks is not 2,000 points last time I counted.
True. So I'm a big Land Raider advocate, right? Because so for me, especially like in Custodes, right, having a Land Raider on the board kind of puts a match on a timer, right? It gives your opponent an immediate threat that they've got to respond to. It also gives you something to pressure the middle with, right? Which normally, like, you can't just throw a unit out there and expect it to survive like most shooting. And a Land Raider will most definitely die to pretty much any like well-rounded list that you play against, right? However, what that's going to do is it's going to force your opponent to expose their anti-tank, right? And you pop smoke, right? And maybe you don't, maybe you do, right? And that Land Raider either dies or it doesn't. If it dies, the boys inside are typically fine, right? And he's exhausted all of his shooting, and now his anti-tank is exposed, to which you follow up with your anti-tank and blow up his, right? And now that the opponent's anti-tank is no longer like a threat, you now have free reign aboard with your tanks and don't have to worry about like scary vehicles punching into you and punishing you for overexposing, which allows you to add a little bit more pressure. Again, I'm just a big advocate for a Land Raider. And then I feel like not having the anti-tank follow-up is going to be a big factor in why you see most Land Raider lists fail that don't have something to follow up and punch back with in the following turn.
Okay, quick question though, right? Or more of a statement into what I see in the future. Don't you, and I've been getting this feeling because I've been building archetypes just like that custodian list you're talking about, right? For my World Eaters. Do you see a world where Fire Dragons are coming back in order to take care of the bonanza of Land Raiders and all the heavy tanks that are coming back, the Dorns and everything like that?
So, Fire Dragons, like, they are spooky. I mean, especially anything vehicle related. They're going to lift anything they touch. I think the changes with how Eldari's movement can't put them back into the transport until after the fight phase is over, that's going to be the key thing, because most of the times you would see, like, pre-Eldari nerf, they'd go and, like, zip around their little wave serpents. They'd hop out, blast some stuff to death, and then eventually be able to get back into their transport out of harm's way. Kind of the same way I was talking about, like, protecting those boys in the Land Raider, right?
Yep.
And then the Wave Serpent obviously doing some moves, getting far away, right? And then they rinse and repeat the process. But not being able to hop back into transports right now kind of leaves those units exposed. And the Fire Dragons are not cheap. Then Fuegan into the unit as well. That's going to be your heavy hitters. So I think that, like, they definitely have room for play, especially with like the Satan spam being a very real scary threat out there right now. But as
you say,
playing,
you don't say they're not the highest win percentage, are they right now?
Oh no, for sure not. No. But yeah, they definitely have room for play. I think that just it's going to be interesting to see how Eldari players adapt to those changes and play around having to step outside of comfort zone. You know,
I agree. No, I absolutely agree. What you got? What you thinking, Regal? You want to break this down, Regal? Or what's your thoughts? Or you want to break this down?
On that topic, I don't think Land Raiders or why Fire Dragons would come back if they did. I think there is a Shattered Star God problem that Fire Dragons are kind of one of the best consistent solutions for.
It was Land Raider Bonanza Plus. It was everything else too. It's just and everything. Yeah.
Land Raiders, the Dorns and Guard, you know, those are all great. But look, if we go over to this beautiful chart here for the past 2 weeks, first thing I want to point out, only 2 factions have triple-digit representation. And that is the Space Marines with 136, which is fine. We come to expect that, you know. Be proud, Jake. Your boys are up there.
Yep.
And then Necrons at 111. Which can we collectively think of any reasons why Necrons would almost triple representation from the end of last year to now? You guys got any idea?
What's funnier is they have just a binary number as their player participation. It's just 111.
The second thing I want to point out is Astra Militarum is right behind them with 95.
Yep.
But the top 5 factions are Necrons have the highest win percentage, and then it's GSC Deathwatch, Astra Militarum, which I can almost guarantee is 100% Grizzle Company, and then Chaos Demons and Thousand Suns in 5th and 6th. So like, it is a wild top 6 right now between like some of the most thought of OP as mixed with, some of the rarely seen or maybe even on like the downward trend armies. So,
but where? It's gotta be like Midwest. It's gotta be somewhere other than down south because we're not seeing that. Okay. You know what I do. Everyone knows here on the show. If you don't know, right? I run events here in Florida. So I run around 36 events, if not more, throughout the year. I do 2 RTTs a month. I don't see guard. I don't see GSE at all. Like GSE is just like a Western with just, dirt. There's nothing.
Well, that's the thing. There were 31 total players at GTs over 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Over every. So yeah, you're not seeing them, and they have 0 GT wins. 2 of them did go undefeated, but they still have a 54% win. And for those of you who don't know, the reason there's 2 win percent rates, their win percent is how much they actually won. Their real win percent is taking out any mirror matches.
Yep.
So. That's all that's there. Another fun stat I just kind of want to point out: Emperor's Children had 69 players representing them. Nice.
Necrons and Slanesh. What is going on here, man?
Nice.
This is sad. This is really sad. They did worse against themselves.
Yeah. Yep.
26%, 32 for Imperial Agents, and 28.57 for against everything else. That's wild.
Yeah. If you see the number go down from win percent to real win percent, that's not good because it means the only thing they can beat is themselves.
Exactly.
Or one of them. But is there anything that catches your eye here, Jake? I don't know if you've seen this before, but this is a very nice distillation of like the meta via GT statistics.
I mean, I think you just about covered everything, man. There's not too much more I can add on to it. I think that obviously, like the surplus of Necron players is interesting. Astra Militarum, I think, are definitely seeing an increase with a Grizzle Company. Reroll 1s to hit and wound if you're on 1s to wound if you're there on the objective, right? And then the ability to issue out an additional order and order Ogrins, right? It's a big game changer. And then like I've seen like several different styles of lists that put out real work. Like, I mean. Definitely they need to find time to rough out the edges, right? But like I've seen one player go and take a very heavy indirect fire list, right? Which the list wasn't fully complete, right? Like he was still roughing it out, right? There's a lot of stuff he wanted to go try out, right? He threw in the Baneblade in there just for fun, right? But like that indirect fire like was lifting like just about any 2 units it wanted to throughout the course of stuff, right? Like and especially on a mission that I played him against, which is Linchpin, right? I stuck anything on my home, it wouldn't matter, right? Because he's re-rolling 1s to hit, re-rolling 1s to wound, right? Yeah, you're hitting on 4s, but he pays the CP, ignore cover, that's AP 2, damage 3. Some fun stuff. It's not anything too game changing, but definitely like the tanks and like playing a more traditional guard list, I feel like is definitely more coming back into the scene with that detachment. I've enjoyed it, and playing against it definitely feels like guard. And the Necrons are just Necrons. I think that their Pantheon of Woe detachment is very interesting. I've yet to really get to like delve into it as much as I'd like to, but like I've actually gotten like kind of nightmares thinking about it because like 6-inch aura that for a CP you can go, or not CP, if you take D3 mortal wounds, that's what it was, right? You increase that range up to 9, and now every attack, both shooting and melee, gets an additional AP. And like Necrons are kind of known for their high strength, high AP output, right? So all of these strike profiles from the Satans are going up to AP 5, right? God forbid a Void Dragon touches any kind of a vehicle without an invuln save, right? You're paying Armor of Contempt just to save on a 6, right?
Yep.
And also, that's not limited to the models within that range. So like Doomsday Arcs are hitting you with AP 5, right? It might as well be AP 4 ignore cover at that point. It's spooky, very spooky. And then the Shard of the Deceiver, right? 6 attacks, hitting on 2s, anti-character 4 up, goes to from AP 2 to AP 3, damage 2 with precision, right?
Yep.
And then his 8 attacks in melee are now AP 4, damage 3, strength 10. It's pretty wild. Not to mention, he's also going to be a T11 model with 16 wounds that has a 12-inch Vectora. It's an army ride redeploy for what was it, 3 units, I think?
The Deceiver and the Deceiver also has stealth on top of all that. And let's not forget, what all of that, the -1 damage, the fatal pain, the 3 up, 4 up, all of that is on top of the normal Necron rule of if you don't kill them, they're just going to heal D3, 2D3 if there's a reanimator in range.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's boy howdy, Necrons and Catan. Full disclosure, the Canoptic and the Catan are my favorite parts of the Necron roster. This is insane right now. Also, just to mention, you know, I didn't bring it up when you talked about Fire Dragons, but like you pointed out, Jake, all these Land Raiders we're seeing, the guard list of vehicles, sisters bringing guards, knights. You just point the Void Dragon at them, and they're having a bad day.
Also, don't sleep that Votann is doing amazing in this meta right now. I'm seeing a lot of people bringing Votann back. Votann is very strong. Their Thunderkin, all their abilities, their forts, all their shots. Their Overwatch is like none other. It's
Votann can also play the play style that ironically counters Catan if you can't kill them.
Yep.
Which it's kind of like any big model syndrome, like Ingron. It's okay. Here's 10 guys I don't care about, and 1 transport they were just in.
Yep.
You can sweep or you can strike. You're not going to kill both of them.
Yep.
And also, it should be noted, Catan are easily out OC'd. They are not high OC. They are high a lot of stats, durability being the main one, damage on some of them being another, but they are not great. So if you can't kill them, there is a way around it. You just kind of got to get past that you can't kill them and just kill everything else. Kill the Doomsday Arcs, kill the Warriors, which I know is a loaded statement going into Necrons, but look, there's a reason there's 111 people and they're tied for the same number of wins. I know they have the most wins. I will point out something interesting about this list. There are 14 factions below a 48% win rate and 4 factions above a 53% win rate.
Yep.
So there's 18 out of 28 factions that are actually outside of that Goldilocks zone GW aims for. So I think it is almost entirely on Necrons and Victrix, well, Ultramarines as a whole right now, holding everything else down. Because boy, are those things.
But scintillating, you think they taking scintillating off the board or what?
I don't think
scintillating is scary too. Scintillating and Plague Legion is scary. I don't think Plague Legion gets touched. I think scintillating gets touched though, especially that rule where you could just snipe through your screamers.
Yeah, well, it is, like we've said before, this is a perception game, and so killing stuff and doing things always feels and seems worse than just I'm going to stand here and not die.
I just always feel like GW, if it's too relevant to a ubiquitous, they basically take it off the board.
You see, here's the thing: Chaos Demons are sitting at a juicy 52% win rate with 1 event win in 2 weeks. They're not getting touched. Whatever their individual numbers are, which I know Scintillating and Plague are off the charts, but the fact that the whole faction is just barely above within the average range, they're not going to touch them. They're like, all right, they're fine. 60 people are playing, 1 person won in 2 weeks. Move on. We have bigger problems.
Well, that would mean Blood Angels and Space Marines. They need to be sent to the principal's office.
I was just going to pass the buck to our resident Imperium guest here and ask him about the 6 Imperium wins we have here between the Blood Angels and we say Space Marines. But Jake, can you please explain to the kind people what should be in that block that says Space Marines?
And this is for me.
Ultramarines. Oh yeah. So first off, I guess I'll take a second to talk about the Blood Angels real quick. So Blood Angels are super spooky in the fact of like they are fast. They are fast and they hit hard, and this most recent detachment gives them the ability to hit harder than they ever have before. And their punch up ability is unreal. Like I've seen people go and they'll go and take a chaplain on a jump pack and put them with the Death Company boys on jump packs, right? That is a unit moving 12 inches with the capability to advance and charge, +1 to wound with typically around like a bunch of chainsword kind of weapons. So S4, right? AP1, damage 1, right? But a plethora of volume of attacks, and then a bunch of eviscerators at strength 8, AP2, damage 2. Those kinds of stuff. And don't get me started about the power fists in there, right? And the sustains, +1 to wound, and then the ability to go and get all these extra buffs by battle shocking themselves. Yes, but I mean, the punch up is unreal. Like that unit will go easily lift a knight in a turn, and
it looks like it can
be just about about anywhere they want to be with all that movement. They're very speedy and very tricky, and you can even throw on the enhancement to let them once per game fight first. I know that myself, Lamarties is always going to be a unit that is the scariest unit on the board. It's something I always need to keep in mind when I'm moving around is where Lamarties is going to be on the board, because a bunch of 2 wound bodies, right? With me, who plays armies who typically have a bunch of flat 2 damage, everything going down to damage 1, and that hurts. That literally cuts your output in half. So I think that the wins that we're seeing from Blood Angels is those players who are going and taking these things and finding their own way to route up these kind of like plans of attacks to capitalize on their new tools, their insane movement, and their ability to punch up. Space Marines, aka Ultramarines, I think that are in a very nice spot. Thank God GW put them down to 3 wounds. Don't get me wrong, as an Ultramarines player, right? I mean, I'm not gonna say that like the 4 wounds wasn't cool, right? But it felt unreal. There should have been no reason for them to ever be 4 wounds. They really just said, all right, we sold enough Victrix boxes, we can bump them down now. But so even at 3 wounds, right? The reason why I got into Ultramarines to begin with, it actually goes into how I got into the hobby, right? So funny enough, I walked into a games workshop when I was around like 11 or 12 years old, and I thought it was a GameStop, right? So I was thinking like video games, stuff like that. Walked in, found out that's not that. And I thought it was really cool. The guy told me some stuff, right? And gave me one of those cool little models, a little Space Marine, right? And I was like, oh, sweet, right. And I really didn't get into it, but I got kind of introduced to it. It wasn't until Space Marines 2 came out that I was like, oh, okay. Well, I want to play this game. This seems cool, but I want to figure out the lore. Little did I know what I was getting into when I said that, right? And so a lot of times on just TikTok and YouTube trying to figure that out. And while I was playing, I was like, I saw those Victrix standing behind Captain Ara something. I forgot his name. But the Victrix standing on top of the Space Hulk, just sitting in the back with those cool helmets and shields. I was like, those guys, those are some bad dudes. Like, I love those guys. And like Custodes level always be on top, but I thought those guys were sick. And GW's like, hey Jake, you know how you like playing Custodes? Well, you know how you like Victrix too, right? Yeah. What if we make Custodes blue and make them Victrix? So giving Ultramarines who already have access to the Gladius Task Force, but better version because it's Blade of Ultramar, right? Kind of tools and utility to be able to kind of just do whatever and have any kind of answer to whatever problem comes up in their face. Very Ultramarines like, but that's a lot of tools. And then they give them these like very heavy hitting melee units, right? And then the little tricks and shenanigans to move around, reactive moves, and -1 to wound, and AOC. It's a lot. And it's kind of oppressive to some lists too. especially when you take some Vindicators, and like Vindicators being at strength 14, when you shoot into Oath, you're almost guaranteed getting your hits, right? And then you're wounding every single model in the game on a 2-up. And if you pay the CP and you're in the advance and shoot, you get AP4 ignore cover. So I go and look at Regal's Tyrannifexes and say, hey, you got an invuln? Take that AP4 ignore cover.
By if, he means if he decided to spend the CP and then put him in it, because you can just do that. Or if you weren't last turn, well, Calgar's on the battlefield, so we're just going to do that one again because, bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.
That if is a very disingenuous statement, sir. There's no if.
Curio.
Somebody was saying you were kicking yourself for running 18 Victrix.
I believe Curio was watching me play a game on TTS Live, and it was back when Victrix was 4 wounds, and they were like, it was their old points too, so they were super cheap, and 4 wounds to pop, and I was playing the game, and I was like, I hate this. I hate that I could just do this. Because like when you go from playing Custodies, who currently, well, they have a good win representation to a degree, right? Our rules are kind of lacking, right? It goes into our opponent's turn, and we're kind of like, okay, yeah, all right, we'll roll our 4s. That's kind of the game plan.
And that's it.
Yep.
Could you just tell the people your Victrix guard with character threat range turn 1, just so they get an idea of like, maybe I'll hide him.
Yeah, so having Victrix on the board at all, especially with Captain Sicarius' unit, right? Captain Sicarius is a old Sicarius unit, contrary to the new model, right? Which is old data sheet is still available, which I do believe they're going to Legends at a point here. Just same deal with Calgar's old model, since they're introducing new ones, right? I don't think there's any reason to keep the old ones. But
and they're both epic too, which is wild.
Yes, so basically having that unit of 6 Victrix plus Captain Sicarius, I go and I'll place them on the line, like right on the line, but where because he gets Scout 6 for their unit and Assault, as well as a flat 6 reactive move when you move within 9 inches of his model. So what I'll do is I'll deploy them on a line 6 inches away to be able to scout into cover where I want to stage them. But should I go first, I now get to move 6. Scout 6, move 6, and then I'll declare advance in charge just to see where I go, and I'll advance them. And if it's a good enough advance, they've got a 30-inch threat range turn 1, and so if you're deployed anywhere kind of near your line, right, it's like a 4 or 3-inch charge just to get into you on like a 3 or 4-inch advance. And then I can send them out there. And then when you go to allocate resources to them, I then take another flat 6 reactive move backwards. Another cool thing is that running them with the Land Raider Redeemer behind, right? I can go and have a unit in the Land Raider, which is going to be 7 models. They're Tacticus bodies, so it's taking up 7. And I can reactive move inside that Redeemer and put all 14 of the boys in there. It's very spooky.
Are you running all Redeemers?
Oh, dude. I mean, I only run one Land Raider, but
the
Redeemer has been. I've only ever run one.
Okay.
The Custodies don't get access to the Redeemer, and I've now seen why. It is so good. Utility that the Redeemer brings in the threat and the Overwatch. The most recent GT I played against Emperor's Children in turn 1, and I had oathed his Noise Marines that he kept staged kind of like near like the middle, right? So I knew that he wanted to pop out to the middle. When he finished his movement, he was staying just outside of 9 inches of my combi lieutenant. And then once he finished his movement, and I said, all right, is that your move? And he goes, yep. I'm like, all right, sweet. I'm going to Overwatch them. And strength 6, AP 2, damage 2, ignore cover. They're T5 bodies, wounding on 2s.
Yep.
Here's 16 shots. Some odd.
As you would say, take this, you heretic.
Yeah. So, it was like, what if Custodian Wardens, but they got more than one rule, and that this is what if.
Yep.
But
I think that archetype is very strong in the meta right now too. The Land Raiders, single Land Raiders, or the Tyrannifex. For I'm curious to see if that's going to see an emergence, right? Just coming back into the. We talked about it right on the phone.
Well, there is an emergence of Land Raiders. Triple Land Raiders, I've heard, have won a couple of GTs. Or done very well in them, at least, gone undefeated.
Yeah. Well, the Land Raiders, yeah, but the Fexes, no. I'm talking about the Tyranids.
Tyrannid lists range from like 1 to 2 T-Fexes on average that do decent at events. Some Mad Lads do 3, but usually people settle on 1 with like Exocrines and Maleceptors, or just 2 with like 2 of the other option. But no, Land Raiders Custodies right now are kind of just being limoed around in them.
They are. They're so cheap. Why not?
Party bus of 30 Custodies and like 12 Sisters, and then 3 Land Raiders and
27 Custodies.
Have you tried that out too, Jack?
So I just played a game with my Victrix against Steve Trimble's 3 Land Raiders. It's 27 Custodies with Draxus, and then a Calidus Assassin, 2 units of 4 Prosecutors, and 1 unit of Witch Seekers. And I got to see how he pilots that list. And it's brutal because you play it in Talon, so you've got a 5-up Field of Pain against Psychic and Mortal Wounds, and you just kind of move up the board. It's very straightforward. You only pay CP to do 2 things: to interrupt and to do a flat 6 reactive move, which you can target your Land Raiders with that stratagem as well.
Yes. Yep.
So
Talon's is good right now with that archetype of list. Yes.
It's a lot to chew through, lot, and most armies just kind of don't have the resources.
That's 4, 6, 12, 18 last cannons, is that?
4, 8, 12.
4 and 12 last cannons, okay. Oh, it's not like World Eaters, sorry. World Eaters is like 24 last cannons. We're double.
Yeah, no, let's
Dude, I did nothing. So listen. So I ran a single Land Raider over the weekend. Obviously, just like Custodes, Chaos can't take any Redeemers or any other variants of the last cannon variants, right? So I'm running one. Every single round, I'm going against Votan, I'm going against Mirror Match, World Eaters, and I'm going against Drukari. Last cannons do absolutely nothing. I'm like, listen, I love this vehicle, but I'm about to dump it because it's doing no work whatsoever. And it's 8 shots at 24. 8 shots at 24 last cannon is nuts. You know what was putting in work? The heavy bolter that's twin linked. Ain't that some shit?
No. I've been saying that gun is the best profile GW's ever made, and I still stand on it.
So it was wild. So I had a great time over the weekend, man. Playing some 40K, getting back into the scene. We had 5 Saturdays this month. So with that, I have 2 Saturdays to hang out.
Don't short cycle. He only had 1 Land Raider, but much like you, Jake, he had 2 other shooting platforms and Forge Fiends, and then little nobody character called Angron, who's also just a pushover.
Right.
So it's like, here's my 1 Land Raider and nothing else to worry about. There's not 800 other points on my list.
Angron's only this big when you're standing 200 feet away from him.
Why is his base like smaller than my Exocrine? Why?
Because
in, like, weirdest places.
Because he's a coward. This is the going meme is that Angron hates his kids. That's why he's selfish. He only has abilities for himself. He does nothing for your army. Matter of fact, he proves that in your blood offerings when he takes all of your juice from your army. He's like, "Oh yeah, you got no blessings this round because I came back because you needed daddy."
Look, it's the player's fault. If people wouldn't have been bringing Angron back 3 times a game and still getting buffs in the index, maybe he could have kept it.
Dude, I'm at WCW, okay? This is like 2 or 3 years ago. I'm at WCW and watched the dude bring him back 5 times. 5 times.
So he died turn 1?
Yes, every single turn.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing. He could have died twice a turn because then they could have fought in their opponent's fight phase and spam the strat. Oops, I'm gonna roll him
Well,
and bring
that's
him
what
right.
he went first. He threw him into his opponent, killed him, brought him. Dude, I'm like, oh, because he had an infinite amount of rerolls, and that's when the book was broken then too.
You had the original relic. You had like probably 2 units of jackals giving you reroll.
Yeah.
Anyway, this is why you don't. This is why now if you want to bring Angron back, he comes back. He can't come in the same turn. He takes away all your blessings.
Speaking of which, I want to remind everyone, World Leaders had 1 GT win over the weekend. So GW, don't touch us. Leave us the hell alone.
Because you were all World Leaders are all below the 48% win percentage.
They did. I understood, but they still want a GT. So hopefully they don't.
That's a
mix that all in.
What is the World Leader? Actually, you know what? We're gonna do this semi-professionally. We've been here before.
Yes. Hold on. Before you get into that, let's go ahead and pay the bills real quick, if you don't mind, brother. So, give us a second. We're gonna pay the bills while Mr. Regal he restores all of his opinions. And real quick, I want to give a shout out to Twin Dragons and the new Judge T-shirt, and Onslaught always. Stay tuned. Everyone will be right back in 1 minute to continue on. Now with a word from our sponsor, Baron of Dice. Baron of Dice is your one-stop shop for premium wargaming dice. Our dice are made with premium resin materials and colored dyes. Each die is hand-mixed to the desired result and then carefully swirled with 2, 3, or 4 colors in a silicone mold before being laser engraved with a wicked symbol and finished in a matte or gloss polish. There are no imperfections in our dice, no balancing issues, no micro bubbles or mold lines. This is the difference between. You can, quite literally, feel and hear a difference with our dice. Whatever game you play, whatever style your team or faction rocks, we're sure to have something to elevate your game. With over 500 styles and over 4,000 customer reviews, welcome to the best dice on the planet. Now back to our show. All right, we are back, my beautiful people. Thank you very much to our sponsor, Twin Dragons out in Naples. They're going to actually have a GT coming out in April, so go check them out on BCP. And Baron of Dice. If you've ever been to an Onslaught event, Baron of Dice are always there. Swag bags, Baron of Dice, Baron of Dice swag, where we usually have like the tape measures. What did I gift you with the last time, Regal? It was like
the measurement tool with the coin.
Yes, the widget with the coin.
See? Going to get some custom plasma fires dice.
Yeah, baby. Check them out. Also, you get discounts. Look at my description section to help out. Helps you out. Saves you a couple dollars. So check out Baron of Dice as always. And Crucible, dude, every year it's like 4,000 dice we buy from Baron of Dice for Crucible.
I'm so this year I swear to God I'm gonna bribe the TO with money to give me some of them. He never does.
Guess how many I get? 0. I get none because they give them away before I can get any myself.
Darn
I'm like, I put the order in. I'm doing the show. What's going on here?
Right. Let us both bemoan how successful your event is. There isn't leftover swag because too many people come. What a problem.
That's a good problem to have. Check us out, Crucible. Crucible is actually going to be September 11th this year to the 13th. It's 3 days as always. It's going to be a great time. 200 people going to be in attendance.
I'm one of them. I'm going to be there.
Plus me.
The real reason why we come. See you.
Oh, love you guys too. But that's a lie. You all come to crush and crush Lenin in particular, hopefully, because that event is becoming the Crucible of Lenin. And we need someone to dethrone him, please.
That's all Jake. Jake's got it.
Whoa.
He's like,
Whoa.
No pressure.
For the record, I just so everyone knows the history. Jake met me last year at Crucible. He's my round 1 opponent. Absolute Mad Lad kicked my teeth in. It was great. Made one mistake. He's like, oh, so I'm just going to do this. And I'm like, oh, that's bad. That's real bad. And I lost. Great game. We had a great game, though.
Yeah.
Like I was saying, ad, commercial, not ad. Going over the stats and kind of talking about the Catan, the Land Raiders, the kind of breaks of Victrix, kind of way the meta is going. What is your guys' kind of, you all talked about recent games you played, events you've gone to. So where are you looking for the next, say what? We have 3 months till the next data slate? It's true. It's true. It's true. My fiance came out. That is not even the whole story. She also told me, "Wow, his army looks way better than yours."
In my defense, my first GT ever, and he's my first opponent. He goes, "Yeah, I'm gonna throw this Harridan out of a tunnel." I was like, "Oh my god!"
You was like, "What in the fuck is that?"
I hadn't even seen this model before. All I see is a giant purple dragon with some fish tank rocks at the bottom.
I'm pulling out like Hive Tyrant, some Raveners, Biovores. Okay, I pull out a dragon. I got to assemble live. It's like, what is that thing? It was great.
Oh, hold on. Before Jack starts that, you got to tell him what just won over the weekend. The list I just showed you. I sent you the other day.
Yeah. First of all, it is Jake, sir.
Jack, Jake, sheesh.
Secondly, yeah, there is someone who actually did win with a Subterranean Assault Harridan list. It was, instead of a Hive Tower, they had a Swarm Lord, and it had less Raveners than me and a few other mission pieces. But it was like 1,600-ish points of the same list. So that was nice.
Huh.
I'm suffering from the curse of Kairos over here. I got like one eye in the future and one eye in the past. I just can't be in the present apparently. Because also 3 months ago, I was trying to talk Lewis into playing Gortrak for with a bunch of Land Raiders for World Leaders. He's like, "Yeah, I'm not really seeing it." Like 2 weeks ago, he calls me up. He's like, "Hey, so Land Raiders and Gortrak might be a thing, just going through walls." And I'm like, "I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna fight you."
That's exactly how I've been. So, like I said, I started January 10th of last year, right? That's a video in my camera roll I had of me putting together my combat patrol, which was funny enough because that was day one of your most recent GT, Lewis, that I was at, which is pretty cool. I was like, yo, no way. But in around March, right, I got myself a Land Raider because I was like, Trajan and guards, they hit like a truck, but man, they're slow. How can I speed these guys up? And I was like, oh my god, I'll just put them in this thing and I'll drive it up the board, right? And I mean, I had my grav tanks. I wanted to keep them, so I did that, right? And I've been telling people since March. I've been like, yo, guys, I think this is kind of good. And then everyone's like, no, you're crazy. Land Raider 240 points, old points back then. It's stupid. You don't have many units in Custodes. There's no way. It's just not going to work, right? And slowly, I've been preaching in the little Custodes competitive discords. I'm like, guys, try it. I swear it works. And then and then we're going. It's just more and more just leaning into this Land Raider meta, and now everyone wants a Land Raider. And I'm like, did I not tell you? Mm-hmm.
Yep. But that's my fear. Like I asked you earlier. Now my fear is what is going to become the anti-Land Raider, right? Which is a fun problem to have because I like all the list change. I love the meta shifts. A lot of people hate the meta shifts. They don't like the opportunity to play with different toys and theory craft. Like that's like my hobby and aspect when it comes to 40K is that portion.
Yes.
That's what I love about it. Like, you showed me the other day, Jake, right? That you and I cannot paint. And when we do, it's like it takes an eternity. So we have to find other things to entertain ourselves with.
Oh yeah.
On that topic, funny you bring it up. My next thing was going to be, where do you gentlemen see, like I said, the next 2 to 3 months of, lists and meta, kind of engaging, playing at events, planning like what to plan for. Catan, Grizzled Company, Dark Horse armies like what is it, Biosanctic, and even still Ascension Day, GSC, Rage Fueled Onslaught, and Angelic Inherited Blood Angels. 820 Victrix card is still on the table. Like that hasn't gone anywhere. So, what faction, what list archetypes are you guys looking at to kind of combat that and set yourselves up for success? Of course, I'll put mine at the end as well.
So kind of to talk about what Lewis said of where I think like the future of Land Raiders is going to go is, so right now we're seeing a dominance of Land Raiders and Custodies because of that list archetype of running those 3 in Talons, right?
Yep.
And I'm actually really excited because I tend to get a little too hopeful. GW has generously released us with some awesome looking new models that I'm really excited for. I think they look so sleek and so cool. I am so excited.
Pause. We'll talk about that for a second because that does deserve its own thing. Pop off, King.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'm so excited. And I think that they are making us look like the tall golden demigods we're supposed to be.
Yes.
Very sleek. The Vexillas are amazing. They made our shields look nice. The power sword, like the Sentinel blade redesign is amazing. And like that shield captain is just such a beautiful model. And then the value you're getting out of that box, that's right now, if you were to try to buy that box at like current prices with Forge World resin, it is around a $530 box before any kind of shipping or tax or anything. And it's typically going to be sold at like $250, $215. That's a great deal you're getting out of that box. But GW has done my favorite thing I'm most excited for, and they've said that later this year we are expected to see some rules changes, which I am praying and hoping that what this really means is that we're going to be one of the few armies to get a codex or some changes right on time for 11th or on launch of 11th edition, and hopefully get to see a full rework that I think that we need. I would love to see Custodies turn into the hyper elite army they were meant to be, not the 27 bodies, 3 Land Raiders. And I've kind of always said that, like, I think it would be such a cool, like, army archetype to have a full 2,000 point list of Custodies only be like 2-3 units of sisters and like 6 to like 8 guys just running out there, like kind of like a smaller knights that are more mobile, harder to pin down, but still punch like a truck, a little bit easier to kill in one activation, but really hard to get your hands on,
What is it? Basically the opposite of Grey Knights. Instead of like fast teleporting guns, you want like slow but durable bricks.
Centurions.
I mean, you can still be fast. They're supposed to be fast, but I'm talking like just like a hyper elite, like 5 to 6 dudes, just individual single models. That'd be
not
cool.
Teleport fast, but yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. That entire faction, that new line looks beautiful. The different helmets, the different variant of helmets you can put on too for all the models in the unit. They were gorgeous. They were gorgeous. Yeah, that whole thing. But there's always a but with me when it comes to chaos. Is it chaos part? Am I Slanesh? no,
or am
I Nurgle? I don't know.
Great unclean one out here.
Look, you could be Zinj if the butt's in the wrong place.
That's right. I could be.
And if you're kicking butt,
you're poor. Yes, right.
So you heard it here first. If you like butts or you hate butts, join Chaos.
That new Maelstrom, that shit looks like sexy too. The new Maelstrom stuff looks very, very sexy.
That's the Night Lords.
The new Huron.
The Red Corsairs, yeah.
Yes, the Red Corsairs. That whole Maelstrom, Red Corsairs, new Huron, Blackheart, right? Or yeah.
You're on slightly off topic, but Prince Uriel with his shield that like is actually just a Yu-Gi-Oh dual disc.
Yeah, it does. That is such a meme.
Someone had like a rapier style chainsword, one of those elf models that I thought was really kind of cool. Really like unique design of like a little power weapon that I thought was neat.
Yeah, the new sculptures are so much prettier, man. I think the Age of Sigmar designers and sculptors are like doing the 40K stuff now because it's just so pretty.
I was just gonna say that's my exact theory. Is like since Votan was released, it's been slow. They've been slowly bringing over AOS people.
Bro,
And
I don't
also-
speak Space Marine, but Ethan Sean, oh my gosh, that model.
Mm-hmm. Also, to talk about the Custodes one more time, right? And then how you were talking about the different styles of helmets. I don't know if you looked at it, right? But even the armor, right? For every unit of 5, right? Across the armor styles and helmet patterns, no 2 custodian armors are the same. And I think that's such a cool detail because that's how in lore it's supposed to be. Every custodian's armor is a unique piece of work. It's a fine craft that spent years and years and years and decades perfecting and crafting by these master artisans. Pretty neat.
It's a hobbyist dream and a player's nightmare because they're all they're all different. The other one's like, oh my god, they're all different.
Subtle enough to be different, but it's still gonna look the same, which is nice. It's gonna be uniform, but if you go and you pay attention to those small engravings of small details, it'd be pretty neat.
So to go back, Regal, to your question, what do we see the meta in 3 to 4 months?
Yeah, what archetypes are you planning on bringing in? Right before potentially the new edition, right? Supposed to be. All right, one last side quest? What new Caldor Drago? What is this?
I hate Caldor.
I didn't know there was a new Caldor Drago.
I don't believe there is.
It's probably the want, right? He's wanting to see a new Caldor.
Well, I believe
wanted
it
to see for Tarabo.
Yeah, exactly. Yes.
Dude, that bait and switch,
At the end of the reveal, everyone saw the little bits and pieces. They're like, "Oh my god, he is coming back!" Jokes on you. It's some.
You got me. I was like, "What new Caldor? Sick!" But because as much as I have I love I have my own preferences about stuff. I like what everyone gets. This is a hobby. We all enjoy it. I think let people have their toys. I don't care. Just stop giving Ultramarines 2 of the same character and both of them are just as broken as the other. Come on.
Exactly.
One of them's a little bit more broken than the other. A lot of it.
Yeah, that's the old one. But even when the old one goes away, the only reason people are going to complain is oh, his 2 guys are gone now. Now I have to play 18 Victor's card. Darn.
Nah, they probably won't legend Drago. Drago's one of your most popular characters. I don't know. Huh?
Drago is currently Legends.
Is Drago Legends right now?
He is
Legends. Yeah, he didn't come on the Grand Knight Codex.
Yeah, he's not coming back. He's not coming
back. Hold on. Here's my thing. Look what happened to Karnak. A dog no one took. He got legend. And immediately people are like, "Put our dog back right now. We're going to riot."
But that's the John Wick philosophy. That's why.
Everything
you had, that's gone.
Exactly. You don't get rid of somebody's dog, man. That's taboo, man.
It's like, hey, did anyone run this model? No. Was it good? Not at all. Do we care that it's gone? We'll quit playing this damn game. We will stop playing. We'll boycott events. Bring the dog back. Exactly. People did.
Yep.
Yeah, they got real close. But anyways, so starting with World Eaters and possibly Harley Quinns if you ever don't sell a liver.
I think that the new meta, how my archetypes are going to be with the new edition potentially coming, I think it's going to be, I can't call it really, but I think it's going to be more towards MSU. I think people are going to end up leaning more towards MSU. I think that's going to happen too close to when Catan start getting really the nerf bat. Because I see that coming very soon. They're getting the nerf bat probably soon. I don't have any inside information, but I could see it probably for what they're doing for the Victrix as well. They did that 2 of them within 2 weeks. I can see them doing it within 2 weeks for the Catans.
Honestly, the only fix you need for Catans, straight up, is give them the old Tau commander rule. 1 commander per army, or 1 Catan. Because lore-wise, you don't have just a strike force of Necrons throwing out 6 Catan at a vanguard of orcs or whatever. It's here's 1 navy if we really critically don't need to lose, but
1 detachment. I agree. Yeah, just like corn demons, right? Like you have the corn demon, the demonkin. You can bring the bloodthirster. You can bring Scarbrand. You can bring Arangron. There should be like one detachment. No. I agree. I understand what you're saying. What I'm saying is, I think if you did one detachment with all of them, that would be okay with me too.
That's what Pantheon of Woe is, and that's where we're at right now. That is the problem.
I am actually a big fan of this idea of running like those like big Catan's fan. Like I think it's so cool playing a list archetype like that is actually functional and viable.
Yeah.
Maybe a little bit too much so, right? But the idea of having like these big, like very important centerpieces, right? These awesome, cool models you get to throw out and have them be viable, right? It's kind of like how like I've always wanted to be able to have like a Primarch figure in Custodes, Baldor, and be able to throw them out there and just have them tear stuff up, and just to have that centerpiece model just tearing things up, striking stuff down, right? Like almost like Custodes. Like I want a Custodes to have their own like version of like the lion to throw around there and just cause some havoc, right? And now Necrons are getting to have that experience with all their fun pieces that normally you'd see one, maybe two in a list, right? But now them being able to bring them all in there and run their fun characters and stuff like that. I love like being able to use those toys. Are they a little too strong? It may be. But that's a problem for GW to solve and us to complain about, right?
And again, it's not even that them specifically are undefeatable. Like you can get past them because at the end of the day, it's a points game. And there is other parts of Army to interact with. It's just, and again, it's a perception thing. You know, it's a
I
perception
love that shit. World leaders love that shit.
a good example on the in the Tyranid sphere of things, Catan are a real problem because a lot of our damage is either 1 or 2 and only wounds them on 5s or 6s, or the only good option we have being the Tyrannofex does an average of like 6 to 7 wounds per Tyrannofex that shoots it.
Yep.
So it's like maybe but again, we just like, oh, here's 10 gargoyles touching 2 spread out touching 2 objectives, and you get 0 primary this turn because I auto-see both your Catans with 1 unit. That costs 85 points. Good job. So
that's the big thing, like you said. And you pointed that out earlier too. For people who are not catching on, you could play the game around Catan, right? Just play the game. You're gonna out OC them like 9 out of 10 times. So
I know. Oh, no, not that. This was in response to having a big centerpiece model, but it also applies to the Catan problem. Just throw Angron out of Catan. He might not kill them, and that is like a not a very strong might. But also, he's almost certainly not going to die. He might die to the Nightbringer, but other than that, he should come out on top. Or Scarbrand.
He hasn't yet for me.
Scarbrand's flat 6 damage. He does not flat 5 damage.
Yeah.
Fail 4 saves. I'll put enough attacks in you.
Yep.
But Jake, right? What do you look at? Actually, to finally get to the question, what are your where are your world eaters going on their path of eating worlds?
My world eaters?
No. Yes. Well, you are wearing the corn helmet behind your non-existent camera, so we figured we
do it.
Saw you out early.
I'm confused. Are you?
No. I'm talking to Lewis.
Okay.
Yeah, he was talking to me. So what do I see? Say the question again. I got lost in transition. Just threw me off when you asked him.
Your next 2 or 3 events leading up until the summer, let's call it. Where are you looking at taking the Road Eaters?
Oh, where am I going?
Yeah, the detachments, build archetypes, interesting models, to handle the meta or be counter meta. Like you could take a cornload of skulls and like 160 jackals. You could do it. No one's stopping you.
I don't think until the Catan issue is really rectified and the Catans and Land Raiders, until that is kind of like not visible every single event. The Angron and 2 Forge Fiends are going to stay on the list. And more Exalted A-Bound too. Because they're anti-vehicle, anti-monster 3-up. So all of that stuff, Catans, all of that, we love that. damage 3 towards all that. 4 damage with the Slaughterbound, and he does dev wounds. He's 11 attacks with the glaive. Hitting on 2s, dev wounds. It's wounding on 2s, most things, or if not 3s. And then Angron with D6 plus 2 damage flat dev wounds all the time against those things is big.
And sustained and or lethal, just whenever you want it, pretty much.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes. Sus and dev wounds if infantry, or sus and lethal if it's everything else that we're dealing with, like the Catan.
So Custodian's army rule.
Yep.
Oh, no. There's a roll some dice, and it's and. You pick 2. So you can pick
Yeah.
one.
And,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. What a intricate army rule that Custodians have right now. Not like Death Guard has lethals built into all their data sheets. No.
It's funny to me that
it is.
Korn is the one that ended up with the gambling addiction and not Zinch. But yeah,
so that's where I see
Berserker Warband is still the way to go.
No Berserker Warband. I'm not touching Gore Track. I might touch Slaughterband, do the whole Possessed Band. I might deal with that. The problem with that Slaughter is that they don't play the game as well. They don't have sticky. They don't have the ability to advance and charge in that unit. Now, they do run through screens. They are the highest defensive detachment for World Eaters by far. I mean, having -1 to wound in the shooting and fight phase is big. And your T6, or if you have Angron, if you got Land Raiders, most of those things are getting wounded on 5s and 6, right? With that strat. Especially, the big thing is the Demon Prince in there gets very hard to deal with. And they'll send anything to the moon. Say it again.
Is it a flat -1 to wound, or if strength's higher than toughness?
No, it's just flat -1 to wound, 2 CP. But you bring a DP. Yeah, you bring a DP, and now that DP reduces it by 1 CP, so you're paying 1 CP for that, right? And they have automatic fight on death. You don't have to like roll any dice. It's just fight on death for a unit.
It is the most CP intensive because there are 2 of the 6 strats are 2 CP, but they are a good 2 CP to spend when you need them.
Yeah, they don't play well at every match, at every event rather, right? Like you have to select the proper layouts in order to run them in that.
Good thing you have it
Hey, listen, I get my time in the sunshine to play too. Matter of fact, my birthday is on Sunday. So on Sunday, I'm supposed to be going out to Versus in Orlando. Shout out to the guys, all of the guys out there in Orlando. I love those guys. I'll be out there for my birthday actually playing a game, playing 3 rounds. And I told them, I said, listen, the only way I'm going is that if I get a pizza party and I get proper hazing, I cannot win 1 round, not 1 match. I can't win a single match. If you guys let me win a match, I'm shaming you all. I need proper hazing and a beat down for my birthday. So,
and happy early birthday, brother.
I appreciate that. But yeah, I think Slaughterbound and Berserker Warband. What about you, Regal? What are you thinking? What is your meta future choices? Are you going to be running GSC since you're looking at those numbers? I mean, you are building towards GSC, aren't you? They're in a horrible place. Don't do it, bro. They're so horrible right now.
Got my little abominant here. I am.
I love their models. I've always loved GSC models.
Tucker Ricky's giving me GSC PTSD.
Yes, he is the best, hands down, dude. Them numbers is because of Tucker. Them numbers are purely because of Tucker.
Yep. Yeah, no, the G
what
like
was GSC at? GSC was at 54.4.
Yeah, they were I think they're the second. They're just behind Necrons. It's Necrons, GSC, Deathwatch, Astro Militarum.
Yep, 54.4.
Insane. I am looking at them, no, but for now I'm sticking, to the hive mind itself.
Yeah.
Partly because I'm a masochist, partly because, man, I know they can work. I just, stubborn. Honestly,
Appreciate
I'm
it,
kind of
brother. Love you.
I've been honestly getting a lot of help from people such as Jake, as well as other people in the Onslaught Discord. Shout out to JP specifically. Kind of pushing me more towards away from my style of play, which is try to play a 5-turn game and just outscore my opponent, hold their head underwater as long as I can, get tabled and win. For what do you call it, Jake? Table them turn 1 and 2, and turn 3, 4, and 5 take care of themselves.
I have a saying that I've stuck by for forever. It's easy to score secondary when your opponent doesn't have an army.
So, I've been looking at subtraining assault just for the consistency. I've been looking at invasion fleet because that is just the good stuff tier, and it elevates everything. And even a bit of monster crusher, given the last cannon talk, because even I have to admit, 600 points for 6 super last cannon shots, 6 railgun shots, strength 18, AP 4, D6 plus 6, hitting on 3s. Please don't hit me with Gene Stealers again. I am going to Cherokee, and as of right now, what?
Exactly. You stubborn? Yeah, right. Listen, it's real. Okay, this is real. He really jails people with his Gene Stealers. He really does this.
No, not just and 30 gargoyles.
Well, you didn't. I don't think you had 30 gargoyles our game.
I do now.
I do now.
No. I have my current list to handle Catan and even guard stuff, because a lot of guard strategy revolves in their mobility and even reserve to get around the time they can't fly.
Redeemer Overwatch says hello.
Well, you see, I actually love Redeemer Overwatch because it's like, hey, oh, I was your round 5 opponent. Look,
what's up?
Don't listen to him. He won that match. That was Purge the Foe, and I went first in the Marines. We had a great game. I got tabled. It was great. I jailed him, died, and then he won. Turns out,
did you jail him, or did you kind of walk into the doghouse a little?
I think that's the latter.
This poor guy. He has been jailed many times over many World Eaters, Knights, Chaos Knights. He's like, here's my big tough thing that's going to come kill you. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll come to your doorstep.
Yeah, dude. So over the weekend, I finally learned how it felt to get jailed myself too. And this is coming from an Orcs player and a World Eaters player that loves search and destroy and just trap your ass in your deployment zone, right? And I get jailed by Drukari.
That'll do it.
Because he got turn 1. That's all it takes with Drukari. Turn 1. That's all it takes. Unless I deploy all the way in the back. I'm like, okay, I'm just getting jailed. I'm like, but at least you're not going to jail Angron. Yeah, there's nothing I can do against Angron. Angron just goes in there and interrupts for 3 whole fucking rounds. Just it's like, it's Drukari flail. Yay!
Yeah. No. Yeah.
I don't know what to make of this comment.
Oh.
Who's gonna?
Oh, God. Playing into Drukari as a melee based player is just so rough, especially when you play against somebody that knows what they're doing and really how to capitalize on their tools. I have several games into Steve Trimble's Spectacle of Spite, and there's nothing I can do. And the entire game just kind of feels like I'm just sitting there and just how many saves do I got? Okay, cool. All right, neat. Okay, you're charging me now? Okay, yep. My turn. Yep, 2 CP. Got it, right. Okay, yep. Okay, yeah, I know. They're in engagement range. I can't shoot them. I know. But this pistol can. And it's just one shot, and then he saves it. And then it's so crazy because even custody guards at the points that they cost now, right? You take a 90-point unit and you throw them at it. It's
I don't know, like 10 guys, 10 witches, right? Maybe less than. It could be the little 5-man plus a succubus, right? They now got a 4-up invuln and melee, right? Yeah. So basically, that little 90-point unit can go kill 2 to 3 custodians, right? Which, in terms of DPS output, that's neutered the entire squad. That squad's not going to be able to put jack into nothing for the rest of the game, right? And then when they go to swing back, you've got like 2 dudes, maybe a character, right? And then between like hits, wounds, and the dice that you drop there, right? I mean, you're typically not even going to kill the squad you're engaged with, and then it's just constantly just getting bombarded, and you can't reach them. And when you get close enough to reach them, they charge you.
Yep. No, it's no joke, and then they charge you in their movement or your movement phase. Sorry, yes.
Yep.
Yay! It's really fun.
Shout out to,
go ahead, brother. Go ahead. I want to talk about the Demon Legion.
Okay, shout out to Adam Major, a very good friend of me and Lewis's. He's also helped innovate the next part of my list. With on top of the 30 Gene Stealers and 30 Gargoyles, there are 3 Exocrines specifically for the Drukhari type melee trap matchups.
Yep.
It's like, oh, here's my Venom, or here's my Raider, or here's I'm like, cool. Here's a bunch of shots that just kill you if you don't roll 5s or 6s. Please die.
Scintillating Legion. Sniping a Caesarus is hilarious.
Otherwise known as Bird really is the word.
The puppeteer. Caesarus got puppeteered. Dude, I'm at my GT, right? I'm watching the Hellmans. One of the Hellmans play into sponsor / good friend of ours, Dirk. Just has Caesarus. He's like, hey, puppeteer, select the character.
For those of you who don't know, Caesarus is the Silent King. That's his first. That's his,
not Caesarus. It's what's the other one? It's not Caesarus.
The Mancer one that like is like dissecting a guy live on the model.
He's like something. I don't know. You Necron fans, help me out here. I forgot his name. He's a lone character.
Imhotep the Stormlord.
He looks like he has the he's the Scorpetic. He's a new Scorpetic character.
Oh yeah, no, god,
Necrosaur Amendmentor or something.
Necrosaur.
Right?
Necrosaur.
Yeah.
Thank you. Necrosaur. Yeah. Yes.
I was confused who you were talking about. I was like, hey, what?
Yeah, Caesarus is the Silent King.
Necrosaur. Necrosaur is like T10, 8 wounds, and just like picks it, deletes it. That's it. As long as it's not vehicle monster. And you cannot select it in a unit. It says that specifically for some of you who've been playing it and killing, characters and units. You can't do that. People get that 40K brain where they don't read the third paragraph. He did. He pulled the sloppy slide.
Also, you're talking about the Plague Legion strat that if you fail a battle shock, you just pick a unit and it dies.
That's the Plague Legion, correct?
Scintillating Legion and Infernal Puppeteer is where a bird or possesses like a flamer of Zinj or a horror and starts shooting out like Kairos level Kamehamehas from this little idiot demon.
Correct. The Screamers, my bad. Yes. The names of demons escape me, okay?
What's the big red angry one? Can't fly.
Okay.
The only one that matters. Cornflakes.
Okay. Now I get what you're talking about. You were talking about how that one guy had some I forgot what enhancement it was or ability, but basically when they fail the battle shock, it kills a model from the unit, right? And it's I forgot what the wording was for it, but I know that Necrosaur counted as just that thing. And I also heard that that Disco also was somebody that can fall victim to that as well.
The Disco Lord,
yeah, the Disco Lord, and just don't fail your battle shocks.
And you could be at -2 because they could do up to -2 in your battle shocks, which is wild. They actually have better battle shocks than Tyranids.
I was actually just thinking,
so
2v2s. I wonder if we'll see people go and play Tyranids and
Yeah.
run that as well, right? And go and run these little combos to try to like just play off those battle shocks. Like
You wouldn't run Tyranids, unfortunately. You'd run the new CSM not Night Lords one, where they pulse basically shadows every
there
night
you
thing.
go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Yes.
Right. You don't see that used very much.
Yeah, Night Mirror. That'll be
Ooh,
badass.
that's nasty.
Okay. That one hurt.
Ooh, Trajan, huh? Shots fired, man.
That one hit home. Ouch.
They sitting over there like, I showed up in good faith to this. I will not be harassed.
To be fair, I played blueberries competitively now, so I mean, I kind of deserve it a little bit.
No, he's gone. He's gone from the 10s to like the 20s now, just like, working it out. That's all it is.
Trajan, that's crazy.
But yeah, I'll summon the helmet. I don't know. Oh, got it. Speaking of teams, I believe there's a teams event coming up. I think there's two coming up actually, or a duos event, not a team. There are teams events coming up, but what do they call that? We have like two people.
Doubles.
2v2. Yeah, doubles. God,
Doubles.
what even is the English language? I don't know.
You're like what even? Wait, what's the thing that for 2v2s? A 2v2.
I kept trying to. I know it's called doubles, but I was like, what? A team? No. Teams? No. I just kept going back to teams. But
it's called double dating.
So no, for me, I'm still stuck on Vanguard because I'm stubborn. It is almost certainly not optimal. It has the highest win percentage over Tyranids over the thing. I'm sticking to that. It's probably from earlier in previous patches, not current patches, but like I said, my face is being shoved in the direction of 2 to 3 Tyrannofexes, either with the rerolls and in Subterranean, or just the straight buffs in Crusher, where if you swing and miss on it, it's now +1 to hit and maybe even +1 to wound you. So
you're going to be on one of the doubles? Nice.
No, I'm not. I said I know. I wish I could go. That's how I know, because I can't make those. I'm too busy going on to all your other events. We
will miss you. We get it. It's Valentine's month. You're going to be gone caking up. A whole month, just gone.
I will be going to the Cherokee GT and trying to put up the numbers there.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
But
it's gonna be cold. Hopefully, you don't have any issues.
Don't remind me.
You hear me snapping.
With everything going on right now. Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to that. I'm taking the fiance. I don't think she's even thought that the possibility that there could be snow. I'm very aware that there can be snow on this trip, and I'm not terribly excited.
Listen, we loved you. We would love to see you again. Everyone that was there. Yeah. I love seeing all the new people. It was great. Yeah, Mr. Mayo himself.
I didn't enjoy how it's the username Mr. Mayo asking about Sloppity. I don't,
It's hard to articulate this with those type of names. Yeah, no, we had a wonderful time at the GT. Shout out to all the guys, Sam, the Hellmans, everybody. The propeller hat, it was amazing. Everybody had a great time. Also, the next props for the team camp event. So skipping over the doubles event that's coming up soon. Hopefully we see you at the doubles, but the team camp event, oh my gosh. So I'll give one sneak preview. They're going to be huge props. Iron Warrior Shield.
Oh, another Puerto Rico League. Great.
18 pounds.
Oh.
Someone needs to have some custody strength to take that. You're going to need some serious power for that.
The custody shields are 30 pounds minimum, and that's before they get all the filigree and stuff. Okay, you need to chill out.
Got it. My bad. Iron Warriors is just not up to par. My bad.
They're not even the best siege legion. Like, what? Come now.
It's not even full iron. It's like hollowed out.
But no, Jake. Moving on to you. You got your custody. You got Ultramarines. What are you looking at? In the future, your 40K endeavors.
So like I've been saying, I'm waiting for Custodies that rule change. Until then, I'm going to be sticking with Ultramarines because, I mean, unfortunately, with the list archetype that I build, which is a Land Raider and 2 tanks, and then 3 melee heavy units, right? 1 in the Land Raider, 1 for my natural, 1 to play a kind of flex wherever, right? And having one that scouts 6 lets me be really, really flexible with where I put that unit. I can go take it for early expanse out to my natural to then push up kind of hard, kind of fast, or I can even push for my opponent's natural. But the tools that Ultramarines get just plays my personal list archetype better with more tools, more efficiently and cheaper. God, I love having infiltrators on my home. That is so beautiful. It's a peace of mind, and it's just like I love it. But really hoping the Custodies rules change puts us back into the competitive pool onto that table, and I'm excited to see what they do with us. And the second that we get those cool rule changes, right, you best believe that I am looking to be a threat. That is going to be my stuff. I'm excited for it as all get out.
I think you guys had enough. You won in 2024 with Fold Your Pals at WCW. There you go. You've had your time.
Yep. You flew
No
too close to the sun.
No mas. That's it. Never again to be seen.
We will be a terror. We will come back. Oh man.
No, you know what though? I think just like Fold Your Pals did, I think that Custodes are not in a great place. I agree with you, brother. I think that they're in a good enough spot though. You can win some GTs with them, especially with the Talons and that crazy list, as you've been seeing, right? But other than that, yeah, I don't see much archetypes or much flexibility with that army in particular.
A plethora of flat 3 damage out there. It's realistically just a bunch of like T6 3 wound bodies that are out there, and the level of durability that you look for in a Custodian, right, is I've always said this, right? I think that the durability that Deathwing Knights have feel more like Custody level durability than Custodians.
It's true.
And yeah, I'm looking and praying that GW makes Custodies feel like Custodies, and much less like this kind of like, oh, just Terminator bodies. Yeah,
but how do you make them tough? Like transhuman tough, high toughness tough, or like invulnerables and stuff tough?
I think that 3-up invulnerables are bad for the game. I think that 4-up is exactly where it needs to be. I don't think we need more of an invulnerable save, right? But I think that honestly, like where the game is right now, without doing any changes, because we don't know what's coming up in 11th, right? And we've seen Jurassic changes of like overall gameplay and design and interaction between toughness, wounds, and shooting and melee, right? We've seen all these interaction changes. If we weren't to change anything, we're to expect everything stays the same, right? Yeah. I think that right now Custodies could overall benefit from going up 1 toughness universally across all infantry models, right? Having our base Custodians be T7, right? Having our Terminators be T8. Obviously a point increase to balance and justify these changes, right? And then potentially an additional wound. Maybe we see Wardens go to -1 damage instead of having their feel no pains. Maybe a flat -1 to wound and a -1 damage, right, at all times. I think that those would make Wardens feel a lot more like Wardens and not like this, I get to say, screw your 1 activation for a phase and continue on with the game, right? And that would also give more of a reason to field Wardens right now, because don't get me wrong, the -1 to wound is strength higher than toughness is okay. The 4-up feel no pain once per phase, or sorry, once per game in a 1 phase is awesome, but after that, they're just Custodian guards, but way more expensive. Yeah. Just to field 4 of them is 10 points more expensive than 5 guard.
I think the Custodian Wardens, the Custodian rule, outside from Martial Kata, they should just get Armor of Contempt, just as an army rule.
That'd be cool.
Perfect. And then Wardens, take away, I don't like the philosophy of let's give all these different units once per game abilities.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's really holding, and not just Wardens, a lot of stuff back. I think Wardens should just be, I think -1 damage all the time, and then on their data sheet, just slap a 5-up feel no pain. Just said they got a Fatal Pain all the time. It's a 5-up. Other units have it, and it's completely chosen. Chaos chosen or ready tempo. They have
toughness 7, 5-up, feel no pain, -1 damage is crazy.
Yeah, and then you can leave while they're being led. They get -1 to wound. Strength is high or normal. At that point, it's 6 one way, half dozen another. And sure, maybe they come down in points a little bit, and there you go. But then you can make detachments with stratagems or make enhancements that actually enhance them, and not be like, oh god, they're going to be invincible for a turn and then go on a rampage because it's too strong. Got to write less powerful interaction.
So about those detachments you're talking about, right? One of the changes I'm hoping to see in 11th, right? And I'm hoping that GW's kind of caught on to, right? As someone who spends so much time with custodians and trying to find different ways to make a very one-dimensional army not so one-dimensional, I think that the biggest thing holding us back, and this has been holding us back this entire edition, has been just the existence of the shield host detachment. And that sounds crazy at first until you realize that. So when GW is making new data sheets, right, or thinking about balanced data sheets, you got to think about what kind of tools your army has access to already. And as just a flat standard, it goes and makes shield host gives you +1 AP in melee, right? Which means that now all data sheets have to encompass around that you can go up to AP3 generally around everything, from your AP2 to AP3, which is preventing you from having these cool AP3 weapons and melee profiles because they'd be too strong at AP4, right? Yep. It's the same reason why you don't see Trajan's 12 attacks being at AP3, damage 3, the same way Calgar has his, right? And I'm really hoping they go and also make Trajan feel more of a leader piece than a beat stick, because almost like you were talking about with Angron being selfish and kind of all of this stuff just to him, right? Ignoring hit modifiers is not the biggest deal, especially when you play in a detachment that gives you a +1 to hit, +1 to wound as normal, right? It's not ignore all modifiers as usual, and then he either gets a 2-up invulnerable save in melee or 12 attacks, right? Which more often than not, I find myself just getting the 12 attacks, and then I'll reload it for a CP, get another 12 attacks, and then I like to then go and fight on death on a 2-up, and then swing all 12 attacks, but he doesn't feel like this leader piece like Calgar does in Ultramarines. Calgar feels like he's leading the battlefield. He's giving you +1 CP. He has a beat stick profile. He lets his unit advance and charge, fallback, shoot and charge, right? All these things, he feels like a core centerpiece. Trajan just feels like a very strong fist that you slap your opponent with. I definitely hoping to see some cool changes there.
Yep. Oh, hey.
Thank you.
Everyone else should also remember to like and subscribe.
Yeah,
it helps us out a lot, and we do appreciate it, and we appreciate you, Recon by Fire. Also, if you haven't, go check out his channel. His short form battle reports are always great.
Thank you, love you, brother. As always, yep.
I think I agree.
To feed.
With the way my match history has been going on, we are definitely biomass starved. It's not been going good. But custodians, I do agree. And there's been a weird AP problem in 10th edition the entire time, because with you, all my Hive Tyrants are AP2. Why? Why are the AP? Why do they save AP as a gene stealer? So I get it. But I hope coming up that custodians, I hope they get interesting rules to play with. That is my biggest thing. I don't personally like I like Catan. I don't like when, even if an army's good, and especially when it's bad, that it's still boring, because no one plays 40k to be bored. I guess Imperial Agents players play 40k to be bored, but they're choosing that.
And Necron players.
No, you can look. Hypercrypt wasn't boring. Hypercrypt had a lot going on.
No. I'm saying the players themselves are boring.
Oh.
No. Listen, this is shots to my friend Dirk, okay?
Dirk's watching this and being like, all right, my price has just increased.
Well, he's thinking that, but he's also imagining Lewis across the table during his movement phase, just sitting there, just pacing, scratching up his arms. The nails are biting.
Nails and biting.
Jake, you ever hear the story of the 40K player put it on Reddit about he had a World Eater's opponent who did his movement phase, told his opponent he took his turn, told his opponent do whatever you want. I have no defensive strats whatsoever, and just shadow box his opponent's entire turn.
I did hear about that, and the World Leaders player won. And Recon by Fire. To answer your question, would reflecting a mortal back to the attacker when rolling a 6 on saves be a flavor for Custodes? I think that, like, as a base, right? I think that wouldn't be, but I could see them doing some interesting things with, like, pairing them up with Sisters of Silence to have Sisters of Silence give you extra protection, kind of in the same way that Talons currently has that, right? But maybe you go and, like, if a Sisters unit is within 9 or within 6 of a Custodes unit, they go and like against mortal wounds when they go to save the Feel No Pains, right? They roll those Feel No Pain rolls. If they roll a 5+ or a 6+, right, they then go and reflect that mortal wound back for that save. That'd be pretty neat. But as for just a base data sheet ability, I think that'd be a little too much.
I want Venatari to just have advance and charge. Just be a 12-inch jump pack, advance and charge with Lance. That's it. You're done. You need any unit that works.
So Blood Angels.
Yes, but for Custodes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
so what are you doing in the next couple of weeks, Jake? What are you up to, bro? Well, any games, any RTTs, TTS? Are you
I try to get games in where I can. TTS is definitely my best friend. I can just kind of hop on, and it's a 2 to 3 hour game. 1.5, 2 hour, 3 hour game, depending on how it goes. Right. It's easy to set up. I'm a big advocate for TTS, especially with the tools and stuff you get access to. I think that being able to visualize and see all these measurements just from a different perspective, right, really helps somebody as a player. But as far as what I'm doing, what I got planned, it's really just school, work, trying to get games in where I can, and kind of just hang around.
So Mr. Mayo had a good point. I did a doubles tournament with my buddy doing War Dogs. He had -4 battle shocks on the whole army. Nikes. Holy Nikes.
This we're Plague Legion and Chaos Knights to do that.
Yep.
Which I believe the Abominant has an ability where if you fail a battle shock, it also does damage. So you can imagine unironically having a battle shock as your plan and actually it being reliable. What a world we live in.
People, why the people? Come on, listen. Play this at the doubles. I want to see this. I want to see this stuff. I want to see all the new stuff. I want to see all the fun stuff. I don't get to see it.
You're saying that now on the show, like when 6, Nurgle demon players and 3 Chaos Knights, and you're gonna be like, man, your game's only 4 hours, huh? Why? Demons and Knights, you got demons and Knights trying to battle shock each other.
Yep.
And the Chaos demons just keep healing because they're always in their aura.
Yep. That would be wild. What about you, Rigo? You got anything coming up, brother?
I got Cherokee, and then I got the team camp event, and I'm trying to drag Jake to it with or without his his will. Be like, hey,
his permission.
Oh no! I'm trying to tempt him. Be like, come on, it'll be fun. You'll have a good time. It'll be great. But no, I'm those are my next 2 events, and then I think I'm going to the Twin Dragons one. That's the one in April, right?
That's the one in April, yeah.
Yep, I will also be there. So like I said, I'm going to almost all your GT. I'm going to all your GTs, and the only one that's not yours I'm planning on going to is Cherokee. Other than that, the rest of my year is just Onslaught events.
Just tell Jake there's a lot of gold there. There's a lot of gold.
I kid you not. The Spring Hill event and I think the Brooksville event, I got my room ready. The moment I had my room saved, I asked the fiance if she thinks she can go, and she's like, "Oh no, I don't really think so." Took a screenshot. I'm like, "Jake, I got rooms if you want to come. You just need to show up and get a ticket. That's it."
And a bunch of training games with the fiance.
Oh, that little does Jake know that as soon as those new Custodes rules comes out and he gets a handle on them, I'm just shoving, because my fiance has a Custodes army about 4,400 points. And well, I could teach her how to play that army and do a passable job of teaching her to roll the dice and read the numbers. I know someone who, beats me with that army. So
They are my jam. I love Custodes. I love Warhammer and 40K, right? Don't get me wrong, but like the love for Custodes is like way, way, way above everything else.
I get it.
Love it.
Oh yeah.
So how many box sets?
Three. You're getting 3.
I'm gonna unironically
You're
like,
getting
okay,
3?
it sounds crazy, right? But so basically I'm from Jacksonville, like I mentioned, right? And the homeboys over at Counterspell Games, and particularly
shout out
the
to
Hobby
my guy.
Goblins,
Yeah.
they I had one of them go and I paid them to print me off some graph tanks. And come time for my first tournament over at Counterspell, which little did I know, I'm walking into a RTT with Tucker Ricky, Z Martin, Steve Trimble, and all of the Hobby Goblins for my first ever Warhammer RTT. It's basically a mini GT, but I didn't know that, right? And played also my boy Tyler, who was the guard player with the propeller hat at the GT recently.
Yeah.
Anyways, come time for the GT, our TO Eric, one of the Hobby Goblins, was like, "Wait a minute, I think your grav tanks are a little too small." And I was like, "Oh, are they?" Because I hadn't ever seen a grav tank. And so then he goes and he lets me play with their grav tanks that they had, which are nice, like fine resin recasts, right?
Yeah.
And I get to play with them for the day. And then at the end of the day, they were nice enough, and they said, "You know what, man, you just keep those." And that was one of the nicest things that anyone's ever done for me up to that point. And I was like, "Oh my god," it still touches my heart to this day. And my grav tanks, they do God's work for me. So I went and I bought 2 Forge World boxes and put those boys together, and those are the ones I currently use. And then with the 3 box sets of Custodes, I'll have 7 grav tanks. What I'll do with them, I don't know, but I'll have them. Am I going to sell them? No, I'm going to hoard and collect. I've got over 12K points of Custodes, and I'm going to keep going.
We will play a 10,000 point game.
Just change the turrets.
No.
I mean,
yes.
you have so many
can
different
do that.
turret variants, so
I have 2. 2 different variants. But yes, that is a plan.
Between
no, I-
Forge World and Games Workshop, there's only 2 variants now.
There's only 2. Yeah, there's a
Well, there's
auto
only
cannon variant, right, which is just AP1 damage 3. No
Never
ignore
seen it.
cover, no way to bust it up. It's 4 attacks at 48-inch range, but rapid fire 4. So if you're within 24, you get 8 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 10, AP1 damage 3. But the AP1 is just killer, so you don't really see that ran, especially when the DPS output for the Arachnos Heavy Blaze Cannons, which are 4 attacks, lethals against monsters, character, vehicles, hitting on 2s, right? And then AP3 Twin Link D6+2. It's one of the best tanks in the game, in my opinion.
Love it. Yeah, no, I agree too. I think it is the best, the best tank actually.
Yeah, it also, unironically, like two and especially 3 of those look at a Catan and just kind of, what is it, Dirty Harry? I'm like, you feeling lucky? You think you're gonna make the 4 up? Because if not, I'm gonna kill you.
So with feeling lucky, right? I have been known to dabble in the grav tank overwatches. Just take those 4 shots, right?
Yep.
Roll them, and then you spike a 6 or 2. It's a lethal into anything that you want to overwatch, right? And you're like, all right, man, roll that 4 or 5 up, and then you just see what happens. I had a mirror match against Custodes, funny enough, right? And my opponent was debating moving his grav tank with the threat of me overwatching. It's a full HP grav tank, but he knows if he moves it, my Land Raider will not get covered. So he moves his grav tank, and I'm like, all right, I'll overwatch it. And I spiked 2, and I was like, give me 2. And then he goes and rolled Snake Eyes. And I mean, I wasn't expecting anything to happen. I rolled the damage, spiked 2 5s, D6+2. That's 14 damage. Sniped his whole grav tank in an overwatch. I was like, whoa.
Someone said they need to get me back. Bring it, baby. Bring it. All the smoke. I know who that is. I know who that is. I know. And someone, Mr. Mayo himself, Jake said, Overwatch with only 4 shots. What a chat.
You don't do it often, right? But like, if there's cases where there's something that's like you can kill it possibly if you spike 1 to 2 6s out of there, right? Typically, I only do it if I need like 1 to get it through to really deal some damage, right? But like it's a emergency kind of last ditch effort if I really need it, right? Or if I leave something just barely on a wound, right? And I really need that thing dead, you know. We can throw 4 dice out there and see what happens. It's possible.
All right, Jake. Let me just stop talking. My girl's in the chat. Okay, you need to calm down. You need to.
Whoa.
I'm gonna have to take out the chilies later and calm her down.
Wait till he comes out with just his custode's uniform on next show.
Oh no.
Oh, I don't know if you saw it.
And if you don't know what that is, it's just tight gold leather pants, no shirt, and that's it.
Oh, I see. He's still a custodian in mourning. God, the oil and everything.
He's the one still working. He's still an apprentice working towards being a guard.
Oh, no.
So they got to work off their college tuition. How do you think they work that off? There's a couple of fire poles inside that building.
It's like that one custodian costs as much as like a small nation's gross, annual revenue, and you're like, yeah, they got to worry about a tuition.
Yes.
Oh no.
It's on the go and it's too expensive.
Also, just a quick note on the new Custody sculpt. I love that you can just make an entire female Custodes army now.
I love that too.
I unironically
Drax and the girls.
Yep, I would unironically not do helmets just to have every single head be a female head. Like, yep,
Yeah.
The girls are about to wash over you.
That's what I do with my Harlequins.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know
I
there's
played.
been a lot of. Oh, go ahead, Radio.
No, I Crucible. My round 6 opponent was a wonderful woman named Logan. She was great. Her knights, she put boob plate on her knights. She's like, well, how else am I gonna show that they're girl knights? And I'm like, I don't have a good answer. It looks awesome though. Could you okay? I quickly identified that these are female knights, so good.
Yeah. As far as the variety with the female custodians, I know there's been a lot of talk about that. I'm for it, right? I like having a little bit of variety, right? I mean, I'll spice it up. I'll have Draxus and the girls go kick some butt. Draxus is a must take for me. I think that honestly, I think it's funny. I think our best unit in Custodies overall right now is Draxus and 5 guard. I think that that is our best unit. And it's our best unit because of a model that's not even one of ours.
Yes,
So
exactly.
I'm like, okay, makes sense. That's why my Draxus has a gold armor and a green dragon, right? She's an honorary custodian because she might as well be at that point, right?
Yep. Draxus is insane. In general, but especially in Custodies with guard, it's good lord.
It is.
Oh yeah.
So how we feeling, my gentlemen? How we feeling, guys? We almost that time. We want to talk it out and let's do it.
We'll talk it out. I think I could probably come back. I'm only 40 points behind bottom of 5. I got this.
I was about to say, I was like, what are you talking about? Turns 3, 4, and 5.
I'll just call Shadow. You'll fail your something confess. It's a good time. It's fine.
You know what?
No.
I do
Dice
want to
down, dice down.
You just prompted me because this is forever. You and Jake with the dice down and everything. Okay, how do you guys feel about that? Okay, should you be able to talk out your games, or there's many ors here? Talk out your games, have more time, right? And I mean at a respectable, reasonable amount of more time, meaning maybe 3.5 hours and an additional 30 minutes, or dice down, everything ends right there and then and there.
So I think
Or option something else.
I
Jake,
think
you
it's
take it first.
a complex question because unfortunately not everyone's going to be on the same wavelength, right? And
Yep.
so while you might have two people who can go and like take a talking out and actually talk it out like legitimately and have like a good back and forth, right? Good feedback one against one another, right? And then they go and they take the time to like quickly do some dice rolls to something that like is possible, right? But like it might not happen, you know what I mean? So like maybe it does, maybe it doesn't. They do that quick dice roll, they see how that interaction works, they continue, right? But then on the other hand of the coin, right, you have the people who go and aren't willing to accept a certain outcome of something that is actually pretty possible, right? And they'll be like, no, well, we need to roll that one out because that one probably won't happen, when in reality it's like over like an 80% chance that that outcome happens. So they end up taking a lot longer in this talking out stage, and that's why you find a lot of people going and their talking out is really just continuing to play the game, but a little bit more aggressive and harsh towards one another, right? And so it's also hard because being a TO, right, you got to try to like give everyone that same standard across the board. You can't go too often and let like some people who you know will talk it out right and just give them that extra time to do that and not give it to these other people, right? So that's where the fairness of dice down, everything stops, is definitely fair, right? However, I personally am an advocate definitely for being able to talk out and get like that extra time. I think that there needs to be a segment in time, like additional time, but more like a dice down, everything just stops, right? No dice at all, just talking out, but have that separate time to be able to talk things out, right? That extra time, but it's no dice rolls. It is just strictly for talking out. And then like you go and like maybe for those matches that are still continuing, kind of walk around, make sure everything's going good. Give it like, hey, are we good over here? Like how's the talk out going? Are we getting to like a satisfactory end here? And like see if there's any problems. Try to like bounce around, but it's a lot of work. It's a ton of work. Something I definitely don't sign up for.
And you both got to be on the same page too, right? Like you have to be amicable you have to be amicable adults, right? You can't be in your head, your ego. You have to say, listen, if we do this, if we were to do this IRL, this is what I would project between us to what would happen, the outcome. The issue I find with that, just like Sam stated, right? I've actually been on all sides of these. And I've lost a GT, multiple factors. I was in contention at a GT. I lost a GT because of, first of all, the battle round was only 2 hours and 45 minutes. So there wasn't a lot of time to actually play the game. By the time the round started, you actually went to your table. There was probably 2 hours and 30 minutes remaining. So with not a lot of time, and it was 3 rounds like this one. And we only played 3 rounds. Now, I ended up talking it out because I didn't want the guy to feel bad that he only ended up playing 3 rounds, or we both ended up playing 3 rounds. And I ended up losing it even though it was up by like 15 points. Did it make me feel bad? I don't know, because of my position. I think that maybe as a player, as a competitive player that wants to seek those victories, probably could. Me, I'm a little bit different. I'm more so like I want to educate the community, have the opportunity with the community. So my perspective is a little bit different when it comes with that. But I think having extra time like GW does, and this is with information, right? Knowing that the game is designed to not have a clock tells you a lot inherently, right? Like this game wasn't intended to be on a clock. The only reason that it's on a clock is because individuals that run events decided that we only have a limited amount of time, so we have to do these standard procedures for this, right? Otherwise, there was no design. It's not designed for a clock, right? So you're not supposed to have an equitable amount of time to play. But our standards in our competitive world, the tunnel vision of competitive players is that you do have a standard, and you should only have an hour and a half or whatever half is at that event. So I think because of the lack of universal standard and people understanding that the game inherently wasn't designed for clocks, it makes it very weird to deal with. And especially a person in my position trying to deal with it, been trying to deal with this for 7 years. And other than give you more time, there's really no other solid way to do it. Because, well, you can go to the extreme and say, hey, I'll have a judge at every single table. At Crucible, there's 100 tables. I need 100 judges.
Before
Right?
I get your opinion on that, I wanted you to go over and just include in like your talk here, because you're a player who very advocately plays for these 5-turn games, right?
Yes.
And your whole strategy of like completely like revolves around having all 5 turns to play out. So definitely like mention that and like what you're talking about here, which I'm sure you already planned to, but just thought I'd
and that is exact 100%. So first, I want to both of you, did a great, very comprehensive job at the player level and at the TO, and a player level who's experienced it. I'll start by saying that what Jake said, I on here many times, and I will continue to say, I do play for a 5-turn game. I do play for all 5 turns, and especially with Tyranids, a big Tyranid strategy is save shadows for round 5 if you can, because then even if one unit fails, it's higher chance of being a critical failure, of doing an objective, of being on it, or doing a secondary, being on an objective, whatever. But I have been on the receiving end of dice down only twice, and very luckily both times I was on the opposite side of the coin. The first time was at the first Crucible I went to. My opponent, it was not a hard dice down from any of the judges, I will say that. But my opponent said no. He was like, no, the player pack very, very clearly states we're running out of time. We're going to stop playing. I offered to talk it out. I offered to, because it was going to be a quick game at that point. We were at the bottom of 3. It was me into a very nice gentleman. I believe his name was Theo. He played Demons. We had a great game. And he said, nope, dice down. We're at. You win. And he would have won had we kept playing. Like, it was very obvious that turn 4 would have been the turning point, and he was going to win. Yep. But he held it. He played it by the player packet, which is my internal belief. If the judge puts a packet together and you read it, which you should, read the player packet, it's important, you agree to those rules when you attend that tournament. So, but I offer like, hey, we have a couple minutes till they start doing whatever. We can talk out these next 2 rounds. You're going to table me. It's going to, he's like, nope, fine. The other example was another GT I was at. We also ended at round 3, melee on melee matchup, a lot of reactive moves, a lot of waffling over whether should I, shouldn't I. Great game. Neither of us felt cheated, but it did go to time. And it was the opposite, where he agreed that if we kept going, I would have won by a reasonable margin. Like Jake said, about 80%, like he could have won, but more likely than not, it would have been my game.
Yeah.
But we called it because, again, the player packet said, time's up, you stop playing. I didn't advocate for more time because, again, I firmly believe whether if I'm winning or losing, if it's dice down, it's dice down. Now, all that to say, with my experience, my personal play style, I believe it, like Jake said, it's tricky. It is I believe it's best on case-by-case basis. Because as much as we don't like it, we can't ignore that there might very well be some people in the game who do want to abuse, a clock or a lack of a clock. Both ways. Whether you mandate clocks or you don't, they can be weaponized either way. So that's not a catch-all solution either. But there are also people who, do get to the bottom of 3. Maybe they were lollygagging too much. They're good friends who are catching up. They're having too much fun making whatever, right? There's a lot going on. Maybe there's different weapon profiles in Guard or Imperial Agents. AdMech, God forbid. So you got to, take time to get through all that, all the rolls, all the saves, whatever. Yep. And so, but they're having a good time. Like, hey, we're at bottom of 3 and bottom. Like, I personally think if you're at bottom of 4 and it's round 5, unless you're both playing some weird, like, super defensive, not kill your opponent and have 1,700 points left, most games at bottom of 5, you can get through that round 5 in like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 or 2 pretty critical dice rolls, but like you'll be done. It's not that bad. But if you're at bottom of 2, if you're both playing like Horde Guard versus Horde Orcs and deploying took an hour, round 1 took an hour, round 2 took, now you're at the end of the game, you should just call it. There's too many complex interactions. You're never going to get an honest score by trying to talk it out. So I case by case, but for a TO to decide, I do think whatever that's put in the player packet should be the standard everyone's held to. Now, if there's an exception, of course, like something happens mid-game, whatever, like a fire alarm or power goes out. Well, now the TO has to decide how are we going to play this.
Yeah.
But no, I think the best answer is case by case basis. That's impossible at a 200 person event to like equitably to give everyone that opportunity.
Yep.
The singular exception, I will say.
And to expect people to act like adults between two interactions like that. That's the challenging part. Is that it's to expect people to act like two adults about it.
The singular exception, I will say, is if you are in, like if there's 2 people, 3, even if it's like 4 people, like top 8 in contention for first place, probably 2 or 3 most likely, their games should be like, hey, you're going to play to the finish no matter how long it takes. Last round of the event, we want to give, you guys all have an equal shot. It's going to go down to the last dice roll, the last subject card drawn, last unit killed to give like, okay, because like here's where the default falls 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever. But like, if I'm on table 67 at Crucible on round 7, I don't need the like. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, I again, so best case by case if you can. Easiest for like TO to enforce. Do what the player pack says because you build your list by the player pack. You show up on time for the player pack. You plan for the missions in the player pack. You should plan to play by the time given in the player pack. That's my 2 cents.
Yep, I'm glad you said it because it's different coming from me. I agree 100%. It should be based. Listen, when you go watch the NFL, you watch the NFL based on those rules. When you go to watch baseball, you watch the game based on those rules. You don't say, hey.
Can we get a ban for Mr. Bale?
Ban this man. Shame. Yeah, ultimately, I agree.
Yeah, like you and Jake, it's a complex issue. It's hard because we all want to play, we all want our time. And the other thing I was going to say is there are many other games that are played. Sport, like, and he said NFL, NBA, MLB, those are not equitable time. Like the one team can hold the ball a much higher percentage. Now, this isn't exactly a competitive sport like things like Magic or Pokemon have it, but it's because like for example. If you're playing Custodes and you have your 8 units, you have your like ideal Custodes.
9. I'm not kidding. 9 is the actual number. 9.
Yeah. And like I played Slanesh Demons, so like Greater Demons, and I also had 9 units.
Yep.
That did not take me as much time as it did to play 120 models of Gene Stealers and Gaunts and Exocrines and all that. So
100%. Also, can we give a shout out to Lewis and all the TOs at all of the Onslaught events? Because honestly, Lewis, the topic that you pulled up of expecting the 2 people to act like adults, right, in that talking out stage is such a crucial detail that I don't think a lot of people actually account for, right? Especially in the TO perspective. Yes, we are all expected to act and perform like gentlemen, right? And the Warhammer community has been one of the best communities I've ever seen in terms of supportiveness and just general feedback and love and just the spread of just that love and care for the hobby. But you will always unfortunately find those people who aren't gonna go and like see eye to eye and kind of let their egos take a hold of each other. And at the end of the day, they calm down, but it's very easy, like you said, to get that tunnel vision and have to kind of like sit there. And as a TO, you got to put your foot down and be like, yo, look, we got to talk this out. Got to act like adults here and like actually see this through.
Actually, I don't force people to talk it out. What I do is, and I'm not correcting you. I know you don't know in entirety, but basically what I do, if I've ever come to your table and you've asked me for this, I give people 2 options, and Rigo knows. You guys, and this is verbatim what I say, you guys can figure it out like 2 adults, and if you can't, I will adjudicate it. Verbatim is what I say.
Mm-hmm.
And
simple as that. Like I can treat you like 2 adults, and you guys can figure it out together, or I can do it.
Very simple, very effective.
Very simple.
And that does go back to a key point.
Angron will step in.
Yeah, exactly.
A philosophy that Lewis has shared with the community through this channel and all of his events, that even though it is a game where we are competing, you are not against your opponent, you are playing with your opponent.
1,000%.
They have the title of opponent only insofar as they're trying to get their number higher than yours. Other than that, you're just 2 guys at a table enjoying the same game.
Regal,
That's
you
only
were
because-
a great example of that, by the way. You being my first opponent at my very first GT, and then now like where our friendship has gone after that, man. I am very appreciative of you, and
and
I think that our friendship is a prime example of how you should treat your opponents. And they're not your opponents; they're friends to make, stuff like that.
And I'm only here because he did it. Like, it's the Mr. Meeseeks thing. Well, he dragged me into it.
He dragged me into it.
I don't know if I
They bring me back in.
He spent more time driving to and from the store to play me than he spent actually playing me because he tabled me on top of 2. It was an hour and a half drive, and we didn't even spend 60 full minutes playing the game, and that's counting setting up the table.
I only had
There's
2
a
hours in the
comment, by
room.
the way. Maxwell Martin said, "Absolute misery if your opponent isn't having fun anymore." I think that is a huge and
Yes.
crucial detail, and especially as somebody who plays the list archetype that plays to kind of like table your opponent, right? You want to try to make sure that your opponent is like having fun. You want to be someone who's fun to play against, right? Like even when like I'm playing like games to teach my friends, right? I'm never letting up, I'm either on or off, right? There's no in between, right? But like I always want to be somebody that somebody gets excited to play against and play with, and I think that your personality and the energy that you bring to the table and the vibes that you bring are a huge factor into that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And Recon by Fire here. First of all, my die slide. He played Imperial Knights. I played Vanguard, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm not really good at killing knights. Gene Stealers can do like 7 or 8 wounds on average. Five Gene Stealers dropped 1 Armiger by themselves, and then the other 5 and another Broodlord dropped another one. By his turn 2, I'd killed like 4 of his Armigers. He's like, so you're bad at this, huh? And I'm like, I swear to God, my dice are making me a liar. I've never rolled that hot. Also,
We are playing a game
on fire with these comments, 2 guys.
Oh yeah.
We are
playing a game. Sorry.
You know what it is, Jake, that you appreciate so much is accountability through Onslaught. Onslaught has accountability, and everybody who represents Onslaught is accountable for their bullshit. And that's what I love, right? Regal is the man he is because he's accountable. He's not delusional about what's going on, right? And if he makes a mistake, he eats it and he moves on. And he rarely, I don't even think the man makes mistakes. No, I don't. I mean like intentional, like cheaty or type of mistakes like that.
No, I very, because even if I miss something, I don't go.
Yeah.
Even if this actually going to Jake about our friendship, I have a lot of respect for him. I don't go back on it. Like even if my opponent would let me, I'm like, no, we're here now. Let's just keep playing. I'll self-remember next time. But Jake at Crucible came to me with the very same thing that happened in our game. I made a mistake in charging his Calidus Assassin. I knew it fought first. I didn't know it had precision and it could kill my Synapse before I got to swing on his Land Raider. Yep. Big difference that made. He was offered, let me take it back. Very gentlemanly, very, very, didn't have to. And I'm like, no, let's roll with it. Next, after round 2, he found me in the lobby. And he's like, I made this round 3, sorry. He's like, I made this slight error. I planned for it. I said I was going to do it. And I ended up like going over it. And like, he already moved his stuff. And I'm like, I could ask. And like, I did say it, but it would have. And he ate it. He ate the mistake. And he's like, yeah, it could have won me the game on the spot right there. And he's like, nope, I made it.
The interaction was layout 1. I had my Land Raider in the bottom of the board, and he went as it was playing against Death Guard, and he was staging for what looked like a turn 2 full Ghost Send, right? To use the DP's ability to increase his contagion range, get his Death Shrouds in there, really like send it at me. So I had paid 2 to pivot my Land Raider and position my Land Raider so that I could put all of the boys inside of the ruin that was behind me. And I had my grav tank just a little bit too far up. I didn't realize it, but it was just so far up, just a little bit. It's like a half an inch, maybe an inch, right? That I could not fit my Terminators who wanted to rapid ingress to heroic outside the building. I would have had to put 1 in. And since I had to put 1 in, it made that Trajan's units had to have 1 guy sticking out, which is effectively the entire unit. And so while I could have asked to take that back, that was a huge game changer and would have completely 180'd the tide of that game. and I kind of had to stick to it because I knew that was too big of an ask that I felt comfortable asking my opponent to take back. It was a huge game-changing thing, and I stuck with it. And because of that, I've never made that mistake again. Nope, never will.
Nope. And that's what I do to punish myself. I don't take favors from people or
Exactly.
give backs because it punishes me and it teaches me not to do it again. Yep. Go ahead, brother.
Exactly. Yep.
So Maxwell, I actually conceded the last game I played on basically what would be the bottom of 2 was my top of 3, but I pretty much conceded at the bottom of 2. And now this was a point I was going to make anyway. So, props to you, Maxwell, for, softballing us, easy transition. I was going to say a big thing about, players, Lewis, Jake, other, people that are known and respected in the community is it's very important to, win gracefully, not be a sour winner, whatever. And also be a gracious loser in a match because you're going to lose some. The best players in the world don't have a 100% win rate. Very few of them have above an 80% win rate if we're being, honestly. So that means, in 1 in 4 games, 100% of people, are, lose on average. Eventually have one winner. So, and for me, when I concede, I want my opponent to know, hey, like the writing's on the wall. Like we can play this out. I offer, like, look, we'll play it out. I'm willing to do so. We came to play, but like it's here, and we could just have an extra hour and a half or 45 minutes, to do whatever. If that's okay with you, like we'll score up reasonable points. And I kind of do that, like we said about talking it out. If there's this critical stuff we have to roll in advance to get somewhere, or an attack to see if they can outkill me to get OC or whatever, sure. Yeah. But mostly I'm like, hey, writing's on the wall, and especially if it's like a complete just wipe, like 100-0. I'm like, look, you can sure reasonably I'll score 22 and you'll get 100 of 98. I'm fine with that.
This is the facts. Always bet on nothing. Yep.
Yeah, look, as a Tyranny player, I feel that we have zero redundancy. Everything's gonna fail. Have a backup and a backup for your backup because it's just not gonna happen.
So ultimately, go ahead, brother. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, just Maxwell. I would say conceding etiquette is just be a gentleman about it. And even if it's just a you're in your own head about it, like that happens. We're all human. We have emotions. We get caught up in stuff. To me, and I can't speak for everyone, especially the whole community, it's perfectly fine to be like, look, I'm just off kilter. I don't want to bring down your tournament experience. I feel like if I keep playing, it's gonna sour for both of us. Let's talk out what's reasonable, and I just need to go take a breath for 5 minutes. And that goes back to, like Lewis said, and Jake, just being an adult, being a gentleman or gentle lady, if you're here.
Thank you.
But yeah, just making it, not like, oh my God, your army's bullshit, your rules suck. Why the fuck do people bring that? Like, don't do that.
That brings me to my next point, because we're going to continue this exact topic you just brought up 2 seconds ago. We're going to talk about that on the next show. We're going to talk about a little bit more about this game etiquette, kind of people breaking things down during the game, how they talk, following milestones, and obviously things to make you better as a player. For all of you.
Because at the end of the day, you are 2 players playing together with plastic models, with made up rules, there to have a good time and throw dice.
And if you allow me to interject my Kegara, philosophy, this is a dance of Harlequins, not a battle of troops. I just made that up. Freestyle, man. I gotta be like a Games Workshop rapper or something.
The nails are not biting tonight.
The one like GW, like Phantom Alter, was like, write that down. Trademark that quote. But
no, that's beautiful segue to the next one that we're going to talk about. I love it. I love what we're talking about today, so I think that's wonderful. Go ahead, brother.
Yeah, no, that I was like that. Just piggyback. Yeah, it's a game, and we're all here to have fun. And like Jake said, be a gracious opponent, whether you're winning or you're losing. Just the most important thing for me is and find your fun.
Don't quit your day job, Lewis.
Yeah. Onslaught 11, the highlight of the trip, actually, funny enough, wasn't the matches that we played. It was end of day one, me and a bunch of the guys, we all met up at Olive Garden, and we sat around and we ate together. We laughed and joked. They all laughed at me while I choked on my water and almost died. Elfie especially, he was over there just this booming laugh, and then I started laughing while actively choking on the water. My face is turning purple. I'm dying. It was amazing, and I had such a great time getting to talk and hang out with everybody outside of the event. And honestly, almost in the same way that we're sitting around yapping right now, for how many people we had at that table, right? The etiquette that we had in letting each other speak and making each other feel heard throughout the entire night was so unreal to me. I have never seen that many people together that actively just like talking and like it's so synergized. It was just amazing. I don't know how else to put it, man. It was the highlight of the entire trip to me.
Love it. And that's what regardless if it happened at the event, but it was part of the event, right?
Exactly.
That's what I want. Regal knows this better than anybody. I want your experience at an Onslaught event to be the experience of a lifetime. That's why, for the first time ever, we're doing a camp, right? Like 40K has never been done in a camping aspect where you get to sit there and like team build at a camp.
Look,
it's awesome.
I already told Lewis, he has the golden opportunity to provide the best tiebreaker metric 40K's ever seen. Oh, your team's got a draw? Hit the dodgeball field.
Yes.
Zero draws in a team event.
Zero draws.
Oh no.
That would be awesome. But yeah, my beautiful peoples, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us tonight. This is exciting. I actually love it. Thank you very much to Jake. I hope that he had a wonderful time and he continues to come back and wants to be here with us, with Regal and I. Thank you to all of you who participated, stopped by and listened to us tonight. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. As always, we love you so much. Do you want to say any outros, Regal, and then Jake?
I do actually. We actually need Jake to come back financially. He'll handle the Imperial tie.
I'll handle the what?
The Imperial tie. You got this.
Hold on. I still got to buy 3 Battle Force boxes of Custodies.
Exactly.
You're asking a lot, man.
Just give us a custodian pardon, or have the Son of God tell him this. We don't need to pay him. It's fine.
Okay. Yes. Oh yeah. Anyways, hopefully next time I'll have a camera installed by then. I did not know I needed one for tonight. But yeah. My monitors don't come with the camera. That's kind of what happened, guys, by the way. But yeah, no, I definitely had a lot of fun tonight. Yapping. This is kind of like my favorite thing to do. Yep. Had to, right? Yeah. But yapping Warhammer and just kind of like talking about stuff is my favorite kind of stuff, and like theory craft, all those things, and just yapping, hanging out, having fun.
The best part about talking about 40K is it's like playing 40K except without the dice, so it's better.
Love it. Make sure everyone
give
some love. Yes, yeah, you're right.
Yep. But I hope everyone has a great night. Thank you for joining us, and hope to see you guys back in 2 weeks.
And don't forget, Onslaught Gaming 40K, where victory is just a strategy away. Love you, my peoples.
Everyone have a good night.
Bye.